Hey guys, I'm just going to do a quick ribbet tutorial here to show you how to end your painting recreation project. And it's also a nice little tutorial just to introduce you to creating a collage with ribbet. I'd recommend you go ahead and use ribbet for the editing part that you should already know how to do from class. This part I'm going to show you how to do the collage. So we're going to go to ribbet.com. It may ask you to allow flash, and just go ahead and allow. If it doesn't pop up and it's not working, you can click on the little lock up here and say allow, and then it will probably ask you to reload the page, and we'll do that. Then we're going to go to create a collage. Now I already have my photos, my photo that I took edited, and I also have already my photo that I downloaded off the internet of the original artwork. So this is what the collage screen looks like. You have all kinds of options for different collages, and even more options then over here that will change this menu. For this one, we're just going to do these one on top of the other here. Then you have to go upload the picture, and you can see down here I'd already uploaded one, and it remembers that. But I'm going to double click on that one, and you'll see that pop up. I'll drag it into the top spot, and then I'm going to upload my recreation. And I'll drop it in right there. It's still loading, so we'll give it a second there. There it is. Now we can zoom in and zoom out, whatever we need to do to get them to try and look about the same. And then, since we're done with uploading, we can minimize, use this little caret here to minimize the photo basket. It'll be there if you need it again. And we've got some different options here. Spacing is basically the frame around the pictures. So you can see how that's changing. It doesn't really matter where you put it. You want to have enough room to have a little text there in the middle though. Proportions are going to change the shape of everything. So we want to try and get as much of the shape of the original picture in there as possible. And now that I've done that, this looks a little farther away. So I'm going to click on that picture and zoom just a little bit. Try and get them pretty similar. That should work there. So that's all simple enough. You've got some other toys that you can play with. This will just change. We don't need this for this project, but if you want to play around with it, that's totally fine. And then you can add rows or columns if you want to add more pictures to your collage. Now this part's a little weird. We want to go back in and add some text now. You don't feel like you're done, but you have to click done to go back to the basic edits. This has just created the collage at this point. So we click on done, and now it's going to take you back to the edit screen that you are typically more familiar with. We're going to click on text here. You can pick your font. Doesn't matter to me what you pick. You want a nice little fancy font, so we're going to click on that one. And then up here is where you're actually going to type the text, so you don't create a text box or anything like that. And you're going to type the catalog information. So the title of this painting is The Desperate Man. And in parentheses, that's a self-portrait. Comma, this was painted by Gustave Courbet. It was painted in 1843. This one is in a private collection. This is where you would typically be painting or typing what museum it is in. And the size of this particular painting is 45 by, signified by the X, 54 centimeters. Doesn't matter if that's in inches or however that's written. Just whatever you can find. If you can't find it on Wikipedia or something, it's probably not that famous of an artwork. So we get that in there, and then we click Add, and it's going to come in likely entirely too big, but you have some edit options here where you can change the size of that, change the color if need be. White's going to work fine if you use a black border. So I'm going to get that down small enough to where it fits in there. And I can't really see what I'm doing right now, so I'm going to come down here. This is where we can zoom. Drag this out of my way. Bring this up here and center it nicely. And that looks pretty good. So we could close all this stuff out and zoom back out and make sure it looks fine. And it does, and then you're just going to go to save. Type in a name. And I'll have to scroll down here. The quality set at 8 is fine. You don't need to mess with that. Don't lower it. But if you want it to be a super high quality, you could raise that up to a 10. Then just save your photo. Since this is where I brought it from, that's where it's going to prompt me to save it, and that's going to be fine. So I'll go ahead and hit save. And then you can just close that photo and you're done with it. So I think that's a pretty good tool to use. Even if you're just uploading stuff on your social media and whatnot, it's a simple way to make your things look a lot more professional and nice and slick. So you end up with a nice finished work, nice and clean looking. So I will see you guys next time. Later.